This is Caleb and Nick doing the second homework for digital simulation class, proving that pi is 3.14 using Monte Carlo in the first quadrant of the coordinate plane. So the steps that we took were to, one, calculate an estimate for pi, but we needed to calculate multiple estimates for pi in order to get a confidence interval. So that's what this outer loop is the estimations for pi. So we're going to get 100 estimations for pi. But within the loop, we are going to iterate up to 100,000 times, and these dimensions that you see, A and B, could actually change and you could still get the same result since pi is a ratio. So the first thing we do is we calculate the coordinates of x and y that we're going to evaluate for estimating pi. And what we're doing is we're basically just adding our starting point, the origin, to the difference between A and B, or our max and min, and then multiplying that times a random number and storing 100,000 coordinates to be able to get our desired result. And so what we're doing is we're taking these coordinates and plugging them into the equation of a circle and seeing if they lie within the radius, and if they do lie within the radius, which is b squared, as you can see in the loop at the bottom part of the screen, then we add that to a counter and then we store that coordinate actually so we can plot it later. And if it does not, we store it in another counter called count b.
Alright, so now that we have the inner loop completed, we have the total number of iterations that it ran for. So we want to calculate a ratio now, which is the value p, for the iterations that fell within the circle to the total number of iterations. So every single time that this runs, we want to store that estimated value as multiplied by 4. Since we're only looking at the top right quadrant, we multiply that by 4 and store it. We run that 100 more times, and from that we can calculate the lower and upper estimated confidence interval. Our results show a 95% confidence interval from 3.141 to 3.142. And as described before, the top right quadrant, those points that are inside of the circle were captured as blue values, and those outside of the circle are red values. So we've now solved how to get an estimation for the value of pi by running 100 Monte Carlo simulations. Thank you so much for watching.